According to a new report from the New York Times over this past weekend, during a fundraising dinner at Trump Tower in New York late last month, so in September, Donald Trump told a group of millionaires and billionaires that Kamala Harris was in fact the R word. Now, I am not going to say it, but I think you all know what I'm talking about. He was implying that she is somehow below average intelligence, and he used the R word to describe her. Now, this happened around the same time that during his rallies, Donald Trump had come out and falsely claimed that Vice President Kamala Harris was in fact born mentally challenged. That is what he claimed about her, and then apparently behind closed doors, he decided to use a little bit harsher language. And the New York Times spoke with 7 different people that were present at this meeting, at the fundraising dinner. It wasn't a meeting, it was a fundraising dinner, who all, by the way, corroborated the story. Now, all 7 of those individuals did speak on the condition of anonymity, so we don't know who came forward with this information, but a couple of the people that were in attendance were billionaire hedge fund manager Paul Singer, billionaire investment banker Warren Stevens, along with his former education secretary Betsy DeVos and her husband. So perhaps somebody could reach out to one of those individuals and ask them if it is true that Donald Trump used that slur against Vice President Harris. And to make it even worse, that's not where it ended. He decided not only was he going to attack Kamala Harris using that word, but he was also once again going to dabble in a little anti-Semitism by suggesting, as he previously had, that any Jewish person that votes for Vice President Harris needs to have their head examined. So in Donald Trump's world, if you do not follow along with him, if you are not a cult member of the MAGA group, there is something mentally wrong with you. If you do not blindly support everything he says and does, then you clearly have a problem with your brain. That's where we're at in this campaign right now. Donald Trump is making it clear that there is no room for anybody to question him, no room for anyone to vote against him, and if you do those things, if you question him, if you vote against him, it's because you were born mentally handicapped, or you might be suffering, I guess, from some kind of psychosis. Those are the only 2 explanations in Donald Trump's head, the actual head that needs to be examined, as to why people do not support him. This is where we're at in politics today, folks. The Republican Party has put a convicted felon at the top of their ticket who believes that anyone who doesn't support him is mentally challenged, or is mentally deficient in one way or another, or is suffering from a very severe psychological problem. The convicted felon thinks that. We're entering the final weeks of this election cycle here, and as we do, unfortunately, the polls are getting a little bit tighter. That is a little bit concerning. I don't think it's time to, go ahead and press the panic button at the moment. But yes, it is a little bit concerning. Because as we get closer, right, as we're in these final weeks, Donald Trump has gotten more unhinged. He has become more unstable. But most importantly, he has become more vicious. And as he gets more vicious, as he starts using these slurs, as he continues using more swear words, over the weekend he said, "The wind is bullshit." That's what he said. The wind is bullshit. There is something wrong with him. And he's telling us, he is showing us, he is not hiding it. He is not backing away from it. He is almost at the point where he is embracing his mental deficiencies, while at the same time accusing others of suffering from what he is clearly suffering from, or in the case of Harris, when he used the R word, going to incredible extremes. But this man is dangerous. His brain, his mindset is very dangerous to this country. It's dangerous to each and every one of us. And we got a glimpse of it again this weekend, not just with him attacking the wind, but during his interview with Maria Bartiromo, where he said he would use the military, not just the National Guard. He said he might go as far as using the military to crack down on what he calls the, quote, radical left lunatics in this country. He has become far more extreme than I think anyone could have ever imagined in their wildest dreams. We know that this man has aspirations to be the dictator of the United States of America. And his increasingly violent rhetoric, his increasingly horrific language, is just the next logical step in that. Because to him, all of these people that do not like him, it's easier to dismiss them when you just slap them all with the label of, oh, they're all mentally deficient. And then once you slap that label on them, it's easier for his supporters to see all these other people as some kind of subhuman. And once you see them as subhuman, it makes it easier to get rid of them. That is the progression. That is what we saw in Nazi Germany, and that is exactly what Donald Trump is trying to bring here.
One of today's video sponsors is Miracle Made. Did you know that traditional bed sheets can actually harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat? It can lead to acne, allergies, stuffy noses, and it's just plain gross. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning antibacterial bedding such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent up to 99.7% of bacteria growth and require up to 3 times less laundry. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. Miracle Made uses silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, and their sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, so you get better sleep every night. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands, and they feel as nice, if not nicer, than bed sheets used by some 5-star hotels. And it's designed for your skin. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Bacteria can clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne, and you can sleep clean with Miracle. Now, I've been using Miracle Made bed sheets for nearly 2 years now, and I absolutely love them. They help keep me cool throughout the night, which means I get better sleep because I'm not waking up all throughout the night from being too hot. So go to trymiracle.com/ROF to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code ROF at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product that it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/ROF and use the code ROF to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/ROF to treat yourself.